It's Insights with Latrese. Hello, welcome to another segment of Insights with Latrese. I have a special guest for you today. Wow, she wears many hats. She's a nutrition coach, doctor, she's a mom, she's wifey, she's a businesswoman. She's absolutely amazing. Without further ado, let's introduce Dr. Angel Byrd. Welcome to my show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, you know what? It's a pleasure. I'm so excited. So, can we just dig right in?
Yes, we can.
Absolutely. So, let's talk about it. You have a new book out called The Jungle Book. Let's talk about it because, you know, I don't want to give a whole lot away, but it's a nutrition book.
Yes.
It talks about how to eat right, how to think right,
Yes.
in all honesty. But, you know, you have those books, they've come before you, come after you. What's so different about this book?
Well, actually, The Jungle Life came about because I wanted to make it plain and simple. And sometimes we write books that are so over our audience head and that they can't receive and they don't know what to do. So I made it plain and simple.
Okay.
For them to be able to go right there, dig in and say, oh, I can do that without being overwhelmed.
Absolutely. You know, I read it from beginning to end, and I can tell you that it's an easy read, it's very informative, and it's very encouraging. And so I was just like, wow, this is good. I can do this.
Okay.
So here's the thing. We all have a journey. And I know that you had some issues with your health at one time, and your mom had some issues. Let's talk about that for a moment.
Okay, so can you imagine a young girl and your mother, 35 years old, you get a phone call, yeah, you're just going to the hospital, but no, I'm getting ready to do open heart surgery. Wow. And I was just overwhelmed with that.
Wow.
But the second time she had it, it really hit home.
And that was at what age?
One was 35 and one was 55.
Wow.
And that to me is way too young. And so then with my size, I was thinking I was so healthy and so wonderful.
Yes.
And then I went to the doctor and they said, you have high cholesterol. And that's nothing to play with based on my mom's history. And so one day at home, I just got really, my heart started racing out of my chest. The paramedics came, took me to the hospital. They was coding, code blue, all those different things.
Wow.
And my body couldn't handle caffeine and I didn't know it. And so from that point on, I went on this journey to find everything that I can find out about food and what it does for my body and things like that. And when I made the adjustments, all of those symptoms went away. And I don't have to travel the same journey my mom did of having to deal with that, because sometimes we go down journeys of our parents because of lack of knowledge. And so now I have the information.
Yes.
I go to the doctor,
Yes.
you know, and all those things. I had the heart testing and all that done and found out my heart was good. I just needed to stay on the path that I was on.
So you just needed information.
I needed information.
So you said something. You said the journey.
Yes.
Okay, so that means it's not a quick fix. So what about those people, because we live in a society, microwave. Quick. So what about those people that I need a quick fix? This is a good book, but I need to be healthy now. I need to be healthy yesterday. Talk to me about that.
Well, that's what a diet is, a quick fix.
Okay.
And that's why they don't work. That's why you go from one to the next, because to do this, it has to be a lifestyle.
Okay.
And it has to be a mind change. Because notice, people go get the surgeries.
Yes.
And then they are right back where they started from because they didn't have the discipline or the lifestyle. They just did a quick fix. And so you will always end back up at the red light, starting over again if you don't make this a lifestyle.
Okay.
And so you just have to take baby steps. You don't have to, if you've been eating sugar and overeating for 30 years, you're not going to just stop doing it tomorrow.
Right.
So you have to just do baby steps. And maybe change the size of the plate. Maybe change, instead of putting 3 carbs, put 2. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, that's easy.
So you have to make adjustments that way, because if you try to go cold turkey, you're going to fail.
That's doable. You said something about sugar, and in your book, I thought was very interesting, because when we talk about addiction, it's usually drugs, alcohol, sex. But you used it in the form of sugar.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Well, people think about it. If it was an addiction and you didn't want to be overweight, then why won't you just stop? You see what I'm saying? Because it's nothing that most people can do on their own, because it is an addiction, and the food industry made sure of that. And that's why all the hidden sugar is in almost everything that you eat.
Wow.
And so I just did an experiment on myself a month ago.
Okay.
I said, okay, I know what sugar is in the white sugar cakes and pies and cookies and things like that, but now I'm getting ready to do an experiment of all the hidden sugar.
Okay.
So I may can go get some organic tortilla chips.
Yes.
But it's full of sugar. I may can go eat corn, like corn, but it's going to turn into sugar in my body. Mashed potatoes, it's going to turn into sugar in your body. So I went on everything white I didn't eat, and anything that had corn or white rice for a month, and I've already lost a dress size and a half. Just that quick. Because it's hidden in the salad dressing, sauces, and all those things. And we don't know, because we're only looking for the sugar in the bad things.
Yes.
You know, like cranberries. I used to put them all over my salad.
Absolutely.
But my salad just went from maybe 15 carbs to maybe 60 carbs now.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
That most of it is sugar. And so sugar is hidden in so many things. And then also I made the adjustments with the pineapples and the peaches and the things that were high sugar fruits. And I did the berries, the green apples, and I got rid of the other ones just for this brief time to prove a point. And so sugar makes you fat. Fat doesn't make you fat.
Sugar makes you fat. Fat doesn't make you fat.
Because your brain is made up
That's a tweet right there.
Yeah,
That's
75 to 80% fat. So if you don't give your body the proper fat, then you suffer.
Wow.
And so fat-free things, all that is hidden, packed with sugar.
That is so good.
So they have to make up the difference.
That's so good. So with that, in your book, you also refer to where you grew up in Los Angeles, California.
Oh my God, don't take me there.
California. And here's the thing. You said, because I'm a country girl, so I know about my dad planting watermelon, corn, all that natural stuff.
Okay.
And you talked about how you could just go to your backyard, your fruit was there, pick it off, you're ready to eat. Tell me, in your book you talked about organic versus natural versus conventional. Kind of give me some insight on that.
Okay. People get really hung up on organic, like you're getting this health food. I'm not eating that. That's organic. Only thing organic means it's not poison. That's it. Meaning that they didn't take and spray it with poison.
Oh, wow.
Because pesticides and all those things are very harmful to our system and our body, and it makes us sick.
Okay.
And so when we grew up, there was no one there spraying the vegetables and the fruits to put all that stuff on. But now they want everything to be in bulk, in mass production. So now they're spraying chemicals to make everything produce faster. And it's killing us. And we have cancer at all-time high like never before. Diabetes, everything is multiplied since our parents. They were able to eat whatever, but they didn't get sick.
Right.
Like wheat. Most people think wheat bread and whole grain bread is good
it's
for
so
you.
good.
But it turns into the same sugar as white flour and white sugar.
Yeah.
And
so, it's no different.
Organic and conventional, when you go into the grocery store, mostly everything there in the regular grocery store, unless it says organic, has been sprayed with pesticides.
Wow.
And it's poisonous.
That's good to know. That's good to know. Another thing in your book I thought was interesting, and I'm just going to say I did not know. When you talk about calcium, you have a chapter in there on calcium, and I just kind of want to read it. I had to highlight it. See?
Yes.
It says, dairy is not the best source for your calcium intake. Just look at how many people are lactose intolerant these days. It is because the sugar content inside of dairy products is very high. Most of it is packed with antibiotics, steroids, hormones, and things that are changing your life. Did not know that. Yeah. I don't want to drink another glass of milk.
And you shouldn't.
Ever again.
And the dairy companies probably like, what? But you shouldn't, because think about when a cow nurses their babies, look how big they get.
Yeah.
And now that they've added all of these chemicals and all this poison inside of it because they want everything to be mass produced.
Yes.
When I was in high school, girls didn't look like this.
Yes. Yes.
they just look like girls. Now
Yes.
everything is pow, pow,
Yes.
pow. And it's coming from
Absolutely.
all the hormones and things like that. When you can go get one orange and have 99 to 100 milligrams of calcium. And people who juice or do smoothies, they can even get even more. Think
Wow.
about a cup of kale. Kale has one of the highest calcium contents than anything on planet Earth. An avocado,
Wow.
I mean, we just go down the list. Everything that God made, He made it and He knew exactly what it would do for you.
What it would do.
Yes.
So another option, you said avocado.
I mean, you
orange,
have kale, spinach. I mean, we can go into the nuts, mostly all fruit.
Okay.
All of these fruits and vegetables are loaded and packed with calcium, fiber, and
Wow.
protein. And people like protein.
Yeah.
An avocado? Come on now.
Right.
And people think I need a 30-ounce steak, I need a 20-ounce steak, and all your body is doing is having to work so hard to break it down
Right.
when you can get something that absorbs. So
And that was so interesting in your book that I noticed you talked a lot about the fruits and vegetables. You know, not much on meat, if any. I don't remember.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Right. But there's so many other options. And that's what one of my takeaways was, the options that I had.
Yes.
And so that was good. So Dr. Angel, the Jungle Life book, explain to the audience what that is. Why did you choose the Jungle Life?
That is really funny because when I think about the jungle or growing up in California, everything in there was good and healthy and whole and at its natural state. And so that's how I see food.
Okay.
And so that's how I came up with the concept of jungle life. And notice on the front of the book where you have the giraffe, he's eating from the tree, but what he eat, he became. And that's how I see it. So in the jungle, everything is whole, it is a natural state, and you can get good things in there.
Wow, how creative is that? I love that.
Yeah.
Now, with this healthy living, healthy thinking, to me it connects to self-esteem.
Absolutely.
Tell me, in your opinion, how that works hand in hand.
It works, they're married. Because if you don't like yourself and you're struggling with your self-image and things like that, most of the time people eat bad or overeat because of those reasons.
Wow.
And so when you love yourself and that's where it needs to be, notice you want to do everything you can to make that look good too. So they go hand in hand. You can't separate the two.
That's good. You said they're married.
They're married.
Wow.
Yes.
I've never heard it like that.
Yes.
That is really good. So you've been interested in this healthy living. We've heard, your testimony on your mom, even you.
Yes.
You've been doing this for how long?
Probably about 23 years.
23 years.
Yes. And people used to make fun. So an angel eats grass and angel eats all these different things. But now they're back to the place where I am, hoping and praying that they can get there.
Wow.
And so, yes, when I first started, I was so over the top.
Okay.
Like I picket sign, eat right, eat right. But now everybody have to make their own choices, and that's your body.
Okay.
One of my mentors, Dr. Miles Monroe, he always said, you get one dirt body.
One dirt body.
One dirt body. And if you misuse it or mistreat it, your spirit man can't live in there without the body. So if you destroy it, you're done. And so you have to think about it in that way. Do you want to live or do you want to die?
Wow. It just comes down to that.
Yes.
Do you want to live
or do
you want to die?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Or you can check out before your time.
Before your time.
And everybody thinks just because you died it was her time. No. You mistreated and abused this temple. And you checked out before your time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some good stuff right there. So tell me, if we can reveal your age, because you look fabulous, you look amazing, so it is true what she's doing, what she's teaching, she's actually living.
Yeah.
And we talked earlier today, and you were telling me the smoothie you had, and I was like, wow, that's not what my smoothie consists of.
Most people put yogurt in there, they put all kind of dairy products in there. Why are you doing that when you don't have to? I mean, I do more vegetables in my smoothie because vegetables don't make you big. Remember, it doesn't have that sugar content, and it has all the whole fiber in there. So I did 2 cups of spinach, 1 cup of kale. I did a half a banana and blueberries raspberries because the berries are one of the lowest sugar forming fruits. And then I added 2 handfuls of nuts, and in those nuts were almonds, pecans, pistachios, and cashews. Just drop them in there. I didn't need to use a powder of synthetic protein when I can have the natural protein.
Okay.
And I had about 25 grams of protein just in my smoothie, without meat, without dairy, without any of those things. And I had all the calcium.
How did it taste?
It was
Dr.
delicious.
Angel? It was.
Yes.
Okay, see, I have a sweet tooth.
Okay.
So was it sweet enough, or how do I get it to be sweet?
If you want it to be sweet, then you add maybe 1 little pack of stevia.
Okay.
Because that will take it over the top.
Okay.
And then sometime when I just want a different kick, I do maybe a tablespoon of raw honey. Not pure honey, raw honey.
Raw
it's a
honey.
difference.
What's the difference?
One is processed and one is not.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
They're both sugar, but raw honey has completely different benefits for your body. Digestive system, all of that.
Wow. Okay, so Dr. Angel, I want you to look in that camera and talk to our audience. Talk to that person who is struggling with their weight and want to be healthy. Give them some encouraging words.
But one of the things that I would say is if you were able to do it on your own, you would have done it by now.
That's good.
And a lot of people keep thinking that they can make it happen on their own. If you're not educated in this area, you're not going to do it on your own. And so if I'm not a truck driver, if I'm not a piano player, then I can't teach you anything. I can just have trial and error. And so what I would say to you is tap into sources. There's so many things on the internet. The Jungle Life is an amazing source. I mean, there's things out there, and you need to understand just because you think it's good to eat doesn't mean that it is. Because things that we deem to be good is only our perspective of what we have been conditioned to eat and what we think we should do.
Yes.
And so what I would tell you to do is you can reach out to me on Facebook, and that's Angel Byrd, or you can email me at Real Fabulous Nutrition at yahoo.com. And you can get the book also from flourishingmarriages.com. It's on there for sale, and at Amazon it's available, because this resource will help you get a start, and you can understand it.
Absolutely.
And so you just need to tap into sources that you haven't tapped into, and diets don't work. So you need to change your mindset first before this can work for you, and it has to come with the discipline.
Wow. That's good. Dr. Angel, I thank you so much for taking time to not only inform and educate us, but to motivate and encourage us. This book, you do not want to miss it. You've got to get this book. It is absolutely amazing. It's a good read, and it's just informative. I mean, I've marked up my book, and I'm just going back as reference because I am going to conquer this healthy lifestyle. I'm on a journey, and so this has just been a treat. And so again, I thank you. I thank you. Reach out to her.
Yeah, you only get one body.
Absolutely, and we got to take care of it. Well, again, thank you for joining us on Insights with Latrese.